Hey guys, it's Laura of the Wellness Nook where I do massage therapy and teach yoga. This is part of our self-care during your self-quarantine series where people are letting me know what they need because they can't go get a massage. This is our way of still trying to help, and you tell me what's going on and I will tell you what I do personally for self-massage and stretching and different things I do for myself for these different treating things. I am not a physical therapist. I am not a chiropractor. I'm not a medical doctor. I am a licensed massage therapist and a yoga teacher, as I've said. And these are just things that I do. Not to say that they're going to definitely work, not that you definitely have to do them. They're what I do for myself and they help me, and I'm just sharing that. So if you want to play with some of those ideas or kind of build them on your own, you are more than welcome to. Today I'm working with neck pain, as most of us have. One of my regular clients, she tends to have a lot of neck issues, tries to get a pretty consistent massages because of that. So I'm going to do a video on some techniques. I've done a video in the past on neck stretches and I've showed them to this person. However, I'm going to incorporate some of those neck stretches in this video, as well as some self-massage you can do for your neck to help kind of alleviate that discomfort and tension and pain. All right. So one of the best things, so most of this person's neck pain is particularly in the back of the neck. There can be discomfort turning your head in either direction, mostly involved definitely the levator as well as some of the other posterior cervical muscles and your scalenes, which is in the front of the neck, which has a lot to do with here because most of it have a computer forward head posture. So we'll be working with a lot of those stretches. So first with the self-massage, and what's also really nice to do beforehand with this, I like to do is I'll put heat on it. Again, I'm a big advocate of moist heat, so you can take a hand towel and wet it, microwave it 30-second increments and getting it warm enough, and then you just kind of put it on the area and let it kind of soften up the muscles. You can add some lavender, which is a really nice addition because helps with stress, but then also lavender is a natural muscle relaxer, so and analgesic, so that's nice. And that'll kind of help moisten up the area, get it ready. You do not need to use an oil or cream right now. If you want, you are more than welcome to. You can just use basic coconut oil or whatever is good for your skin. You can also use argan oil, which is good for muscles. A CBD cream if that's good, a tiger balm if that works. Again, if you use anything like a tiger balm, make sure not to touch your eyes because that'll be not fun. So, all right. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna work with saying it's the right side of the neck that's bothering you. So you're gonna kind of bring your left ear over to your left shoulder, and then you're just gonna kind of rock back and forth with that stretch. If you want a greater stretch, you can take your right arm and bring it behind you and think about pressing your elbow down as you have your head down, and again you're nodding your head. And kind of go with your breath and movement on this. And then from here you're going to take your left arm, you're going to reach over, and you're going to kind of feel first for your spine, so you know where your spine is. Then you want to go away from your spine. So you want to not cross over the spine, you're working on the right side of your neck, the right side of the spine. So you're going to feel where the spine is, and then move away from it, like about a centimeter, maybe a little bit less. You don't want to be on it though, you want to be next to it. And from here, you can kind of just pin it somewhere, and then again, just rock your head. And walk your fingers around, find a spot that feels kind of tender, and you can just hold as you rock your head. Or you can also do like a cross fiber friction, so very gentle back and forth movement. Especially on those knots. So here what I like to do is I'll kind of like find a spot, move my neck, then move again, move the neck again, find another spot and do the cross fiber. So I tend to not combine the movements, but I'll move, stay still, do some cross fiber, pin my fingers, then move my neck. And you can go all the way up to your hairline. And again, you're just kind of going back and forth. You can also make like small circles in a circular friction movement. Going down, again, next to your spine. And you find a good tender spot, you can pin that down and make range of motions with the neck. And again, even though it's the right side that we're treating as if it's what's bothering us, you can do a little bit on your left, because it's always good to create balance. Now, especially if it's like your levator muscle, if you, as you walk down, you'll feel your shoulder blade. So your shoulder blade's like a triangle, right? So the point of the triangle that's the closest to your neck, if you do a lot of like little circles right there, that actually feels really nice usually. And that's a good point to also pin down and then move your neck, because that is right where your levator attaches into your shoulder blade. So again, working that attachment is going to really help loosen up the entire muscle, because it's going to help release the connective tissue. So another stretch you can do after you kind of work, especially that levator area, a nice way to stretch it is you're going to reach your, here we're going to stretch the right side. So you're going to reach your right arm up, bend at the elbow, reaching between your shoulder blades, look away from your right side, and then drop your chin. And you should really feel it in here. You can, if you want, again, reach across and do small circles. It's not nearly as comfortable to do it like this though, but you can if that feels good for you. As I mentioned in the past with massage, with self-massage, you always want to make sure within the first 10 to 20 seconds of self-massage, it should start feeling better. It could be a little tender at first, but after the first 10 to 20 seconds, the pain should be definitely plateauing, if not reducing, and starting to feel a lot better. If it's still very painful, you really need to lighten up on that pressure, or maybe even like take a break from massage and maybe wait a day or so if it's more of an acute injury. So this is something to definitely keep note of. Now we're going to work more on like the interior surface of your neck. So we're going to be really focusing on, so here's your collarbone or your clavicle. So you want to work, if you're working above it, we are literally working on the bone right above it, not into the neck muscles, but just above it. There's a lot going on in your neck and you don't want to be compressing anything, but if you just do light friction or back and forth movements on the top of the bone, you're helping getting, again, that attachment point in the connective tissue, so it'll help release throughout the length of the muscle, but you're not risking any sensitive areas. So again, you don't want to be, you're going to be really pressing on the bone, light pressure, again, working within your comfort, and just kind of going back and forth. And then once you're kind of closer, again, you want it, there's like a big bump right here where it attaches onto your sternum. So here, what you can do is, after you've done some friction, you can kind of pin it down. You can look away, so you're looking towards the left, and then lift your chin. And you'll feel the muscle pull up. And you can come back to center, move out just a little bit more, look over, lift your chin up. You can do a little bit of friction here, but because the muscle is now in a stretch, you're more likely to pop off, so it's not as necessary. So we're going to do that same pin and stretch. We're only doing it about an inch width, so you're going to go from the head of this clavicle and you're going about an inch lateral. So you're going to go, now we're going to go just inferior, just underneath it. So again, you're going to do that friction and then pin, look away, and lift your chin. And you should really feel that intensifying the stretch. So again, going out just a little bit of friction, pin it down, look away, lift your chin up. And back to center. And you can do that little friction movement along the whole bottom part. It might be better to do this with the opposite arm, because then you're not tensing it. Just gonna go across, which is nice because you're gonna get some of those pec muscles. You're getting your subclavicular and some other attachments. You can, because this is a pretty muscular area and then there's bone underneath it, so it's pretty protected. There's not too much stuff you have to be too worried about. You can do, like with your whole finger pads, do like some circular movements going all the way and getting like a decent amount, because especially on the outside here is like your pec minor. You can feel usually it's pretty tender and you're like, whew, definitely could use it there. Again, you don't want to be doing too much pressure, just work with yourself. You don't want to be doing no pressure. I mean, if you do light pressure, it's still going to help with circulation to the area, but you know, a little bit of pressure, but nothing too crazy. And then the last pin and stretch, you can take, so you have one finger on top of the clavicle, one underneath it. So you're pinning both sides. Turn and lift. Breathe into it. You can, while you're here, if you want, feeling your jaw, do a little bit off the jaw circles. This is going to help open up the connective tissue that goes all the way down. So you want to just do just off the jaw. So you're pretty much on the jaw, the line of your mandible. So you're just going to do on the bone, not too intense deep pressure, but it's going to help open it up. And another thing that's really nice to help open this up back into the jaw, on your cheeks basically, right where your temporomandibular joint is. So a lot of people have temporomandibular joint dysfunction, known as TMJD or TMJ dysfunction. So you can just do like some circles here, because a lot of tension in our jaw goes down into our necks and causes neck pain. But at the same time, a lot of neck pain and tension can go up into our jaw and cause jaw pain. So you can just do both sides, just some circles, kind of help that loosen up. You'll feel the bone of your cheekbone, you can kind of go along that. And that's going to really help with the neck. All right, well, those are some nice, easy stuff, self-massage you can do to help alleviate some of that neck pain and tension, especially because we're spending a lot more time probably on our computers, phones, watching TV right now. So that'll really help alleviate some of that tension and pressure. If this video was not for you, but you do have personal aches and pains going on right now and you want some ideas on self-massage or stretching that you can do for that, you can reach out to me through my email, either at appt@thewellnessnook.com or Laura, Laura, @thewellnessnook.com. You can go to our website, www.thewellnessnook.com, and go to the Contact Us page and fill that out. You can message us on Facebook, or you can comment on this or any of the other videos we have posted on YouTube for the self-care during self-quarantine. Hopefully this helped you, and if you have any questions, please let me know how I can help. All right?